before I lose any more money, and then I end up red on the day, barely up like 3% for the day. I mean, that's not even anything. It's laughable how much money I made in that account. But if I cut it now, I'll probably end up red because my fill will be so crappy that they won't even give me any money for the cons, most likely. Hmm. Oh, caught a little bit of a bid there, thank goodness. All right, let's get on with the midday news. All right, good morning, traders. It's Thursday, February 26th. This is your pre-market breakdown, or why is this pre-market? This should be afternoon. We've got a mixed bag of on the boards this morning as the markets digest a massive earnings beat from the AI kingpin and some shifting tides in safe haven space. Let's get into the levels. NASDAQ is looking at a muted open after, well, it's not even a muted open. It was a wild open. Man, this news is all just wrong. AI is messing me up this morning. NVIDIA dropped a massive Q4 report last night, clocking in a 68 billion in revenue, up 73% year over year, forecasting 78 billion for next quarter. However, whispers expectations were even higher, leading to lukewarm pre-market action with NQ futures trading down. Salesforce CRM, which is sliding over 3% after a soft fiscal guidance, weighing the broader software sector. Resistance, we're eyeing 25,350 as a primary barrier. If we get a break above that, that could signal a break into higher highs. Still holding that 25,000 psychological floor, which we bounced off of, dipped a little below that, going all the way down to 24,862. Gold has been catching a breather today. Gold. So we had a monstrous run on it. Spot gold is hovering around 5,196, and we're seeing a slight intraday dip of about 0.8% for the day. The macro outlook remains bullish due to ongoing tariffs and uncertainty and high stakes nuclear talks between US and Iran happening in Geneva today. Upside target for gold would be 5,290 is the next major magnet for bulls. Downside, keep an eye on a 5,150 level. If we hold above this for 2 sessions, the uptrend is firmly intact. And the floor for gold would then be at 5,100. Jobless claims dropped at 8:30 this morning. So we had a lot of volatility kick in on that. We also had Dell earnings and Block SQ. They'll be reporting after the bell. So that should give us a verdict on hardware and fintech demand for this week. Crude oil is down over $1 this morning. It was at 64.39 a barrel, which is a slight disinflammatory tailwind to tech if it stays suppressed. So that might be good. And that's the morning news, guys. All right, let me get my chat up. Hmm. And there's our London close now. Well, we're going to lose some volume with that. So let's see how the market just starts to kind of trend. I'm sure institutions have made their money for the morning session. So it's really going to be up to retail to see how they kind of steer the market. Let's go back over to NQ, take a gander at what it's. Oop, I did not want to do that. Dang it. You know what? Let me set the orbs for today's session because I hadn't even done that. I was just I was too busy with my morning trades. I didn't really even get a chance to do work on my charts. Yeah, let's take that right. I think that's it, right? Yes, 8:30 or below right there. So, oh, shoot, I just grabbed the wrong one, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, orb high on NQ will be 25,354. Bottom of that orb will be 25,223. So if you're looking for a upside target, that might present an opportunity for you. Also, we've got the London low at 25,260. That might be another area of interest if you're looking for the longs. Still holding my position right now. We're doing fairly well. Calls are almost break even again. Might just dip out of these if I see any green on them. How's everybody doing in the chat today? Anybody holding a long right now? Anybody in a position? Sure, everybody had a great morning, like I said. Yeah, he cooked. Slept through Mike's session, just logged in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the short was easy this morning. The midday action obviously is not, though, as usual. Bunch of chop till it figures out what it's gonna do. I'll put a sell order, see if I can get out of these calls because data and decay is just gonna screw me over. I'm gonna end up on the short end of the stick here. I can already feel it. Trying to push upward. Let's take a look at ES. See what See what ES is doing. Looking weak. It looks weak. This might be a reload though on ES to where if you wanted to get long, might give you the opportunity if you think we're gonna continue riding upward. Let's see what the Dow is doing. Dow's pushing down as well. Chihuahua, man. I tell you. All the moves happen in the morning as usual. Yeah, I'm just gonna get out of this. Man, I hate doing this. God bless, dude. No, now I'm red. God. That's it. Now I'm red on that. Damn it. I should have sold it earlier. I should have thought twice about it. Oh man. Not so much for it being a good Thursday. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Why? That's so bueno. Sorry, team. Man, oh man. Man, I got stopped out on that long position there. My account that I was red in the futures. I'm in a short that's green right now, a few bucks. I lost some money trying to go for that bonus earlier, so I didn't get no bonus. I took a loss. Oh man. Yeah, it's only a bonus for Steve, man. It's usually a loss for me on those, but we're all right though. We're all right. The other accounts are green. I already cut out that short I had on my other account, so took a few bucks on that. Still down like $451 in that one account. The other accounts are all green though. They're I've got a 25K that's close to getting passed. I think I need like $400. Take our monies and say bonus. Mm-hmm. It's all good, man. There has to be a victim in the market, right? Might as well be me. I'm always obliged to donate. You know, food for the flock is what I used to say, right? Oh man, there goes that. Man, why, dude? Ah, fuck. No, I just have to get rid of these because then they'll lose value and no one will buy them from me. So I'll just have to step out. Okay, we've lost 22% of our cash port. Man, that's crazy. You know, I was up 178% for the day. But unfortunately, I mean, it was pretty good, but man, fuck my life, dude. fuck my life, dude. That's all right. It's only money will make it back, right? The wife says. Well, it looks like we're looks like we're breaking lows now, or we're breaking the prior low wicks. So let's see if we can get back into that 25,921 mark. Rankos. As a matter of fact, we got a sell signal on the Rankos now. So let's see if we lose this. Maybe we'll make a new low for the intraday. Might be selling us into New York lunch. Ooh. This will be a big change of direction if they do. Well, they'll be able to really push it during New York lunch. Let's just see. What's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin do the same thing. Looks like it's selling as well. Ah, dang, I should have held on to that NQ short. I think I cut it too soon. Let's go back over to MES here. Come on, sell this thing. See if we get a pullback on MES and we can start kind of scaling into a short on this. Let's see if I can. I want to see if we can take out that low a day. A bunch of buyers or a bunch of sellers trapped on that 9-minute candle. That's gross. See what the Dow is doing. Dow's holding. Everybody's like holding the 200 right now on the 15. Dang it. It's not going to be easy to cut through that to get that downside. We got like 10 minutes until New York lunch. Is this that pullback? Is this the pullback to continue higher, or is this the Or is that what is this the pullback to continue lower though? That's a tricky part of this. The Renkos say we should go down. We threw that sell signal. That's on the 18. I'm going to attempt it. Attempt a short on there. I'll put a tight stop above the 26. Okay, that's working. Okay. Put my stop in the money to at least cover the cost of the trade. Probably put it too fast. I should have probably waited a little. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Come on. Keep pushing. Let's bring our stop down a little. Switch over to the 3. Let's just see how this cooks for us a little. See if we get that continuation into New York lunch. Let's just use area 25K. Oh, yeah, we're at 25K. Shoot. I didn't even realize that on NQ. Dang it. Under it now, 2024, 999. Awesome. There we go. Come on, keep pushing. Yeah, it's not bad right there. Pushing much lower now, 24,992. Those are working good now. Pushing much lower now on NQ, 24,979. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh, What's up, Sal? How's it going? How's your morning going for you so far? We got a pretty good little trade right here. Got this ES trade. Not too much drawdown on it. Barely any drawdown on it, as a matter of fact. I'm up $50 on that single con now. Let's go. Move my stop a little now, right at 6,898. Are still a little bit close, but we'll see. Expect to see a little volatility here at the top of the hour. Hopefully, it'll give us a slide, though. I'm really hoping that they'll just slide us down, kind of cut through some of these levels and give us a new low a day. Come on. Let's keep that sell going. Come on, bring it on down. Come on, yes. NQ sitting at 24,958 now. Come on, give us that leg down. Just that leg down for lunch. Take a look at the Rankos and see what they're doing. All right, still pushing downward. Russell's trying to breach the 200 right now. Take a look at the Dow. Ooh, the Dow's pushing as well. Hasn't gotten below my midway point, so it still has a ways to go, but looking good. Give us more of that downside. And there's NQ right there. Let's go back to our ES trade. See how that's holding up for us. So far, so good. Come on, slide. Come on. Come on, Bears. NQ's getting a little bit of a pullback here. It's like bulls are trying to pull it back. This might just be another opportunity for them to short it. Still trying on NQ, pushing it at 24,978, trying to get to that 25K mark again. And we know that's a psychological level. They don't want to lose 25K. We're already under it, but can they reclaim it though? Is the real question. Right now, looking like no. Got a rejection right at 24,988. And it's like the bearish order block is building up here. It's like the sellers are trying to pile in here where NASDAQ is at right now. It's a huge tug of war though. I'm trying to make a bullish case on it, but I don't think they're winning. It looks like they're losing. The Russell just broke the 200 now. ES is still continuing to hold the lower low. I don't think tech has it in it to be the savior today, though. And there it goes. Bears are taking it from the bulls. Mm. Trying to bring the NAS back up, say at 24,985. Still nothing though. Mm. Come on, sell it. Dow still holding that low. Come on. Mm. I'm trying to get back that 25K here on NAS. Well, let's see what the rest of the market's going to do. That's why I'm looking at the Dow and the Russell. They're a little more sensitive, small caps. NAS back at 25K again. Yes, looking like it wants to pull back. Buyers finding some interest here in the market. Still not 100 on this. Back under 25K on NAS. And we are in New York lunch, ladies and gentlemen. So fine. Looks like we're holding these ranges, still holding 25K on NAS. When you go back to my MES trade, I'm going to go ahead and cut that because it looks like buyers are finding some interest here in this levels. You can always re-enter it, but let's go over the Rencos. Yep, we've already pivoted. So most likely we'll probably see some buying here into New York lunch then. Just a question of how much buying it will be though, and for how long. What's everybody else looking at for the day session? It gets a little choppy around this time frame. So, it is more difficult to find a trade within this session. So usually it's more scalping, things like that. Bull flag on silver. Oh, look at gold. Gold looks like it wants to rip faces off too. The only bad thing is there are no zero DTEs on silver and gold today. So I don't think it'll have a crazy move. I mean, that's not saying it won't move. I just don't think you'll see like a significant move. It looks like gold is starting to move now. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin kind of holding. Interesting. We're not seeing those crazy sells that we were having. You guys read the report that there was a group that was basically manipulating the price of Bitcoin between the actual Bitcoin asset and with the IBIT shares and options chain. Yeah, Jane Street. How crazy is that? You know, I'd been playing the short on Bitcoin in the mornings because I'd realized we were having those sell offs. I didn't realize that was market manipulation. No, I got stopped out and then we went to a short on ES. So right now I'm just kind of flat. You know, I'm still waiting to see what we're going to do. Yeah, NQ is struggling to hold 25K right now. So I'm just not sure if this is a pullback for the next leg down or if we might be seeing that rebound. Right now, the Russell is holding above the 200. So that's definitely good for it and small caps. But yeah, I'm just kind of like waiting right now, just trying to see what price is going to do for us, you know? Yeah. Yeah. No, they need to change that because obviously there is some market manipulation. I was talking to Blasky about that. You know, they hold a metric. They're their largest holder of silver right now, institutional wise, which is the other really interesting thing I found that they may not have been doing it on one front. They might have been doing it on multiple fronts because supposedly they're holding stockpiles of physical silver and they're trading on the chain. That is wild, man. That is wild, bro. But if you think about it, they're making, you know, what, 150 million a day or something like that. You know, it doesn't take a five trading days, you know, and you know, they could have $1 trillion if they wanted. Exactly. It's like a market maker that's not delta neutral. They definitely need to do something about that because that is not right at all. That is messed up. I mean, I came to the markets so that way I wouldn't have to deal with that kind of stuff. We all want to make that MJ. That's for sure. That's the money we all strive for, you know? I think NQ might just breach again, back under 25K. I'm going to attempt another short here on ES. Pull my stop at the top of the 5 minute wick. That's at 6,898. I'm still eyeing that intraday low. That is exactly what I want. We might just get that move now. Holy moly, yes. I also took that on MNQ, but my MNQ entry was at 24,984 on my other screen. I put a buy stop. I'll put my buy stop at 24,980 on that position. The ES trade is going to have to just kind of sit in there and cook a little though. Come on. Come on. Come on, NQ. Come on. Give it to us. Come on. Ha! Bulls are fighting this for sure. Nice. Come on. There you go, MJ. We are back short again. Still holding the short. MES trade is a little green, not as green as I'd like it to be, but we're just waiting and seeing if here, we can get that push down. It's about the time though. We should get a move. We should chop in this instance, not to like the bottom of the hour, I would imagine. Oop. And there come them bulls. There come them pesky bulls. It's trying. It's struggling though. The biggest problem with it. It's trying. This can't get it. Still holding that short on ES. MES, that is. Oh, Lordy. Come on, break this bear flag. And you can see it on the 5. We're just like in the middle of that bear flag right here. Broke down. And we're just kind of consolidating. waiting for that next leg down. Little bear flag, little bear flag, another little bear flag. Silver flag fail. Oof. It's still sitting there. It's like my theory is though, my theory is this: silver and gold will not move unless zero DTEs exist that day, because you won't have enough participants that have an interest in swaying the market in one general direction, because there are no zero DTEs for that day. So that's what that idea is. That's where that idea is based on. So you might see a decent move, but look for the days that there's same day expirations on the precious metals, and you can see it. Yes, I did. I played it too. I bought silver options. Not all the silver contracts were. iShare Trust were still open, but that's because it's not CME. So the only thing that was affected were precious metals and the CME sector. So as long as you traded outside of CME, you could trade against the precious metals, and that's what I did. Oh yeah, you're right. It didn't halt. They took away the buy and sell button. It reminded me of GameStop. See, I'm a GameStop trader, so I've already been in that rodeo. That's why, like, a few of us were just like scrambling on like what to do and how to get into the play. Like Jay Wiz. That's why, like, you saw like my friend Jay Wiz pop in, because that's, those are plays that we know, and you have a capability of making a metric ton of money on those plays, especially if it's a manipulated move like that. Everybody's out of the market, so you have no conflicting orders. It allows whoever is managing that trade to do whatever they want. So if they want to rip it or dump it, there's nothing that's going to stop them. So yeah, that's exactly where that idea came from. And it's crazy because it filled the gap. Silver filled the gap to the downside more than halfway, and then it just gave it up, and it just pivoted, and then they bought it back up. But it got bought up around the time that the market reopened on it. That's what I thought was like kind of funny on that. I was like, wait a minute, they bit this thing up right when the market reopened. That's where the whole Jane Street came from. I was like, it's got to be them. If they can't manipulate Bitcoin, they probably have moved over to another asset. Maybe the last assets that they can do that with, and they could do that with silver and gold. I mean, you could take physical delivery. I mean, it's not convenient, but if you're engineering price manipulation, I mean, yeah. Get a couple of guys that are out there, hey, go take all this silver, go sell it at the exchange, and then boom, they dump it right after. It's crazy. That's if they even do that. These guys are so well connected, they might not even have to move the physical asset. They could just take a receipt on it and sell it from wherever it's at, and then sell the receipt to whoever purchases it from them. I would imagine that is a capability. The one that would know that would be Blasky. I bet you Blasky would know more about that. It's a lot outside of my realm of knowledge. We would probably need someone that is on the institutional side that could kind of shed light on that. Oh, why did I do that? I just closed that chart. Oh, such an idiot. Oh, look at that. I opened the right one. Sweet. Still holding this level. Looks like the Bulls are trying again for 25K. Can they do it though? Well, Russell's still holding on to the 200, just sitting on it. The Dow looks like it kind of wants to catch a bid. Not really sure. So these, see if I can sell those for 15. I don't want to sell these for 14. I want to sell them for 15. Come on. Give me 15 cents for these cons. Let the market pivot. Could the Renkos throw us into a pivot? We're 4 minutes away from the bottom of the hour, team. A little interesting. I'm kind of stupid. I feel like that sometimes, bro. I feel like that, Pete. But hey, you know, we pivot, we regroup, comes full circle, right? That doesn't look bullish to me at all, though. Bulls can't take it, though. I bet you there must be a metric ton of sell orders on the chain right now. Still a lot of red across the board. Nvidia is still down 4%. Tesla down almost 3%. Amazon down 1.76%. Do you dare put that buy signal? Eh. Amaro's right. Looks like gold is starting to give up that bull flag. Bitcoin's still holding there at 66,960. Russell's testing that low again, trying to get under the 200. Let's go. Let's flush it. Take out that low a day. Just do it already. The water's nice and warm down here. Some of my friends used to always say that. It's a little warm spring for the Bears to come and play in. Bought that. Looks like I got out of that long right on time that we scalped. And keep catching a little bit of a bid. I'm trying to bid it up, but I don't think we can get back over that 25K. This might just be a reload for the short. Russell's starting to push under the 200 now, sitting a few points under on the 15-minute. More of a downside push again. Got 8 minutes left on its 15-minute candle that's going to open below its current. So it might just test its intraday low. Let's go back over and take a look at the Dow. Dow's bid is also dipping as well. I'm getting sell signals now on the Russell. So small caps are starting to sell or, you know, pushing slightly lower. Come on. Oh my God. How are you not going to give me my sell? It was right there. You were sitting there. I hate you. Man, sometimes I hate trading with the limit order. Well, there's that bottom of the hour. Let's see what we do here. Yeah. All right, Bulls are trying again. They're gonna try to take this thing. Kind of interesting. They could kind of make a W here on the NAS if they wanted to. Fifteen, 25-point range on the last wick. Yeah, I see it. Russell back over the 200 again. Dow's also got that W right there formed as well. Thank you back at 25K. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Not a lot of volume though. It's a weak buy, in my opinion. You can see from the shape of the candles compared to the other 15-minute candles. This is a little thicker, so we got a little bit more volume on this one, but the other two no. And indecision candle on that prior 15-minute candle. That's interesting right there. They don't know which way to take this thing either. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. An interesting day for me. Huh. Oh, wow. We're 30. And don't forget, team, today is Thursday. So we've got Coach Matt's trade mentorship class. So if you guys are looking for help in your trading, struggling, or would like a classroom setting where you could have a coach and ask some questions, go over the lectures that they offer on a weekly basis with follow-ups, then look no more. Link is in the chat below for those of you watching on the interwebs, or folks in the Discord, that's 3 doors down. That's right. Look for Coach Matt Lab, and you can catch him there after market close today. And of course, for our pajama traders, don't forget we've got Coach Breezy on at 6 p.m. Eastern, as well as Coach Belaski on at 7 p.m. Eastern. They'll be covering trade concepts, ideas, trade management, yes, trade psychology, and as well as taking some trades in the after hour session. So if you guys are looking for trades in the after hours, we've got you covered here at Blue Sky. Got, almost 2 hours of just, 3 hours really. It's 3 hours of classes today. So, feel free to stop by if you guys are, available. We'd love to have you all and meet some more of our traders. Oh, we got some new promotions. Let's see what promotions we got. We have that was yesterday at 2 p.m. When does that end? Ends at midnight Saturday. Wow. Okay, cool. Flash sale. $100 accounts are live. We just dropped another sale. 100K premiums, 200K statics, and 300K statics, all $100. Not a typo. For the rest of February, you can grab yourself an eval account for the price of a dinner date. No catch, same rules, same payouts, same path to getting funded. Use code FLASH100, FLASH200, or FLASH300. Also, we've got a sale going off on our instant sim funded for $200 off. That's IS Flash. And 20% off direct to funded. And that is 20 off D2F. So check that out today. All right, we're getting a little bit more of that sell. Man, oh man, I should have held that short a little longer. I'm still a little short though. I got a little baby short right now. I got back into the Russell, bought back into the same cons. I've been flipping some cons like I don't know how many times today. I'm close to being green. I'm like only down 4% now. I tell you, the market, 1 minute you're up, the next minute you're down. But, it's all about longevity in the market. Blue Sky is for the people. That's right. Somebody likes them some Wu-Tang, I see. Yeah. I wish, bro. I wish I could give out free accounts. I unfortunately don't have any. I'll have to check with the team, We had a meeting yesterday. I'll see if I can check with the staff. Maybe I can get some giveaways going and stuff. Well, we got to have more folks in Discord then. If we're gonna, if we're gonna do some swag giveaways, I gotta have like 30 or 40 people in here if I'm gonna do some giveaways. Hell no. I have to justify it to the team that I'm doing a great job attracting and bringing in other traders, Hey, that's when you get alts. Then that's when you alt up. Oh, I hate these slow sales. God. Come on, give us a flash sale. Just push it down. Oh. Come on, push it down. Got 20 minutes left of New York launch team. Still well under 25K. Yeah. NQ sitting at 24,956. You've got yes sitting at what is that? 6,886. Here's the market is pushing for those intraday lows. Let's see if we could take those out, before New York lunch clips us. I want us to get under there. Although, we do have that support that we bounced off of earlier in the session, that 24,921. We'd have to eat through that. Russell's starting to push further down. Let's go back to the Dow and see what the Dow is doing. It's on the lower side of the range. Hasn't taken out the intraday low, though. I'm going to put an alert on that just in case, since I don't have eyes on that. Perfect. Is anybody short right now? Anybody shorting this? You love Steve. You love Steve. One. You're burning. There you go. See? You already know, Jaja. All right. Pete short since 25K. Let's go. I was blabbing and I had just gotten out of that long position. So I didn't think about taking the short on this one. Oh, Tiffany, I feel you. I feel you. I've just been picking at my loss on that one account. I'm only down 403 now on that account. See my other accounts. How are they sitting? I got one account at 25,402. It's up $63 for the day, and the other one is up 307, sitting at 26,182. Maybe I'll pass it tomorrow. Hopefully, I'd love to pass it tomorrow. That would be insane. It'd be nice. No, my puts are doing pretty good on the Russ on an IWM. Up like 57. I'm green. I'm green again. I'm green again. Hallelujah. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. No, I'm just kidding. I know how we did it. Oh my God. It's so stressful. I swear to God. I blew my funded today and my trades were good, but apparently my stops were too tight still for trading with Mike. Then I got so far down and was flip flopping. Yeah. You got to have conviction with the plays, because if you start flip flopping, you will be your own demise if you flip flop. It is, man. Yeah. Walk away. Everybody's different on that, Jot. Pete. Everybody's a little bit different on that. Some people got to get up. Like I muted out for a minute. I taken some losses. I gave up all my gains, put myself into red, ended up with less money than I even started off with, gave up a metric ton of money. Went from almost being overall 200% up down to being like down to what 16, 17% down on the day. And you just got to be able to process it and move on from it, because you know what? That trade is important, but it's not as important as the next trade. The next trade is more important because it could make you or break you in a way that, you may not be thinking of. And you have to focus on that. You got to, all right, I screwed up. I messed up. I didn't do X, Y, Z. It's time to go to the next one. Where is that next opportunity in the market? How can you carve it up and find yourself that banger and get yourself back out? I've said that, like, you guys heard the podcast I did the other day. I said, I've had days that, I've been up like that, down, and then back up, and today's one of those days. Now I'm up 17% on the overall port, and you have to be dynamic. You have to be flexible. If you get stuck to one thing, one bias, you'll never be able to pivot and go on to the next trade. Then you'll suffer that. What was your question about the 6 account? See. So here's what I do in those instances. Like I'll kind of pull myself to the side and I'll have like a come to Jesus with myself, right? And I'll just be like, okay, what do you want to do here? Do you want to try to go for it? Or are you gonna over leverage your position and you have to think about the consequences of that over leverage? You're gonna blow the account. You have to lean and recognize the worst case scenario first. And if you're okay with that, because then you're making a judgment call. You're not being a degenerate trader. You're like, okay, well, can you quantify it? I don't want to waste mental capital. It's Thursday. I can afford to buy another eval. I'm willing to lose the money I paid for that eval. So if you can check those boxes and say, yes, I'm fine with that, then more power to you. But if you can't, that becomes a problem. What do you do in that instance? How do what is your next course of action in that? I'm gonna see if I can take profit on these cons because I like where I'm at right now, and I'm green, and I'm gonna save this just in case we do catch a pop here because we're getting close to the top of the hour. So that's what I'll usually do. Shoot, I'm just gonna have to close them. I'm gonna have to do a market close. Oh, okay, good. I'm green. They closed me green. Thank God. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Can you tell me about the instant funded account? Instant funded that is 200% off. What is the 21% consistency like? So that would mean that all your trades, instead of being 30, you would have to be at a 21% consistency rate. So you'd have to be more consistent than normal because you are in an instant funded. So it is more like if you're trading real funds. So that will be the hazardous part that you'll have to just kind of be mindful about. Does that make sense? So like Tiffany, then that has to be your non-negotiable. So like when you trade, there have to be non-negotiables. Certain things that you just will not do. Like, oh, I'm not going to do this because I already know this is what's going to happen. You know, so there's only one way you can have. Only one person can set those, and that's you. Only one person can set the non-negotiable, and that's you. So you have to just think like that. Oh, I'm not going to do this because this is how this will affect me. You could open up a support ticket and then ask for live agent, and the folks there can break it down for you. They can break down all the different, they can answer, give you a full Q&A on it and stuff. Oh man, I should have kept those shorts. They're juicy now. The market is really dumping. I was getting kind of worried that we might possibly catch a bounce because we'd be coming out of New York lunch. So going in, wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Those things are ripping now. Ooh. I was in that short shaking my head. I tell you, I feel you. But yeah, you can get payouts daily on those. But yeah, it would be best to definitely talk to support and work with those folks because they can give you a full breakdown on everything. Oh, there goes the Russell breaking intraday lows. You should see Nas follow suit, getting more aggressive here on the sells now. There goes the down now breaking down as well, setting a new intraday low. at 49,267. ES sitting at 6,878. And NAS is back at my support at 24,920. Man, I could have made so much money off of those puts. I would have probably almost gotten myself like close. Oh, it is what it is. It is what it is. We're good. Or at least I'm up 2% for the day. You know, base hits. I mean, it stinks sometimes, but I mean that's almost always what it is. It's not glamorous. Yeah, the trick on the so you know, if you're gonna do those kind of trades, what you gotta do is you gotta set your take profit. Just take the profit. Do not go for the bigger move unless your entry is great, like pretty good to where the pullback doesn't hit you. Yeah, you won't be able to. Either that or you got to put your stop in the money as soon as it hits. That way, think of it like this. If at least you're grabbing, depending on the sizing, of course, depending on what you're taking, like if you're doing an MNQ con, like if you're doing like 2 or 3 MNQ cons, which is what you should be doing. If you're going to take those trades, you should be taking MNQ, not a full-size lot, by the way. If you're doing it with MNQ, you know, you're going to you may get stopped out for 10, 15 bucks a trade, but at least you're covering trade fees and you're compounding your gains. You know, that's why a lot of times you see me, I'll move my stop very quickly into the money, because for me, I know that if I get those gains of 25 to 50 bucks per trade, like I always say, 4 of those trades is $200. If you're trading multiple accounts and trading 4 or 5 accounts, you're trading 4 accounts, that's $1,000. That's $800 if you're trading 4 accounts. So, you know, you're trading 5 accounts, that's $1,000. And that's one reason why I always say focus on the 200, because if you can master that it's easier to control your emotions and your trade psychology when you have a smaller lot size. Because if you go in with the full size lot, or if you're way too oversized, you can't trade with a clear mind, especially at the very beginning of your trading journey. You know, if you're a novice trader with just a year under your belt and you're still struggling, it's the pressure you're putting on yourself. You're focusing on that big wins because you see everybody next to you, what they're doing. And to be honest with you, you need to stop that. It's time to stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. You need to worry about what you're doing. It's not important what anybody else does, because they can't trade for you. And nobody's going to trade for you. And if somebody were going to trade for you, they're probably stealing your money. They're not even trading for you. So it's best that if you start off on the right foot, that you take that smaller lot size, and it's not going to be glorious. It's not going to be great. You know, that is my struggle on a daily as well, because, you know, there's a lot of days I'm like, man, I only made 5%. I only made 7%. But the bottom line is that most of the guys that are professional traders, the majority of them, that is what they're making. They're making 2 to 5% a day. The only difference between us and them is that they're trading millions of dollars and we're trading just a few bucks. But that is exactly what they're doing. They've scaled up and they've done it so long. And that's where I get caught up, because I'm like, man, 5%, it's going to take me a week to 2 weeks for that to materialize into something for me comparative to them. But that's the reality. That's what's going to give me longevity in the market. That's what's going to allow me to continue to trade without putting in money into the account. Believe it or not, I haven't had a great week, but I haven't been dumping money into my account. I've been managing and just been a tug of war. And at the end of the day, at least I'm finding that balance that I'm sustaining. I may not be killing it, but that doesn't mean that I'm not doing bad, because I'm not dumping money into the account over and over. You were in shorts with Mike and got killed on pullbacks. I was in MNQ. Bro, I was in the money and it shot back. Yesterday, I took my money and it went forever. I had FOMO. You can't have FOMO. That is the nature of the beast. that is that is the exact nature of the market is FOMO, supposed to play with your emotions and all that. And it's not really even the market's designed like that. It's just human nature, You know what you need, you know what it takes to make that. And sometimes you might just get a little gung ho. You go for the gusto. And that's not what you need to do. And you know what you need to do. That's where my rules and that's where my trading kicks in. It's like, no, Riz, I have to do this. Or, like, I'm not going to lie. I was furious this morning. I was super mad, that I gave up so much money and then put myself in a worse spot than I even started off my day with. But for me to get back to this point in the day, be now almost 3% green for the day and be able to say, okay, I did it, but lessons were learned. And I know what I did. I know where I made my mistakes. I know that my best trades are in the morning session. I shouldn't come back in the midday session. I'll give up so much. That's why like I set targets for myself. Like even like now, like some of my trading is algorithmic. So I have a lot of algos that run some of my accounts. Almost all my accounts have algos running in them. There is some algo that is trading my accounts semi-autonomously. I turn them on when I want, and then I just have my signals that if they take the trades, I'm just monitoring them. But I'll take profit on them. I don't let the algo more often than not take the trade and just fully manage it on its own. There's a lot of times that I'll see it and I'm like, okay, I'm in 3 MES cons. I'm up 125. I exit it because I'm like, it's $125 and that's across like 4 accounts. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I'm like, hex yes. And to me, that's like, I got to take it. I've already met more than half my target goal, $200, and I'm done. Uh, I don't allow myself to do that, especially like if I'm grinding evals, I'll set a limit for myself. I usually will do like maybe 1 or 2 evals a week. I allocate for myself. I'll allow myself to fail 1 to 2. And I won't go more than that. And that's just because, just cost and rules management and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, trading the open can be like that. That is the difficult nature of trying to get into a position at the opening session, the volatility and those exaggerated moves can just nuke your account. I mean, imagine me, I'm trading 25K accounts. You guys are trading 50K accounts. I could only imagine, you guys. And that is exactly what I buy. I buy 25Ks. You despise 25K? If you can't make it in a 25K, how could you make it in a 50? I want to save money. I want to maximize my money. And I could make 1,500 easy if I wanted to. But you're missing the bigger point, Ja. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Fine. You want to say that 25K suck, right? But think of it like this. It's going to cost you less to get into it. But realistically, you don't need more than 2 NQ cons really in any session, even in a 50K account. You could still buy 6 MNQ cons. You could buy, 9 MNQ cons in a 25K account. Think about that. Think about that. You're saving yourself money. So you're bringing your costs down. You have a smaller target. You focus on that 200. Think about it. You do $200 a day, right? In 6 days, you'll pass it. In 6 $200 days, you'll pass it almost. And you're not freaking out. The eval's a lot less, it's easier on your pocketbook, especially if you're learning. And then think about this. You mastered the 25K, is the 50K hard? See, that's what it starts to translate into. See, when I started getting good at the 20, like I can pass a 300K account. I can pass a 300K account. There's no problem with that. The only problem with it for me is that I don't want to have to make myself make that kind of money, because then it totally messes with my trade psychology, because then I have to take a NASDAQ con. And in real life, I don't like losing $1,000. I don't want to lose $5,000. That totally jacks up my whole trade psychology, because I'm not that trader. Mike might be that, Steve might be them, but I'm not them. I'm not Mike. I'm not Steve. I ain't got 25, 30 years in the market. I'm still just some young buck wet behind the ears. I'm still trying to figure this out. So I rather relish in that, oh, check this out. I just nailed 3M and QCons. I made $1,000 off of it, because there's more props on that than there is someone that made like 10,000 with 4 or 5 NQ cons, because look at what the margin that's required on that. The real thing about it, Tiffany, is you don't have to make anything. And don't get me wrong on this, is because you have a full-time job. You need to be consistent. You need to find longevity in the market. You need to find a balance to where you don't have to buy evals, and that you slowly grind it out, because you got money coming in. You have a goal, and it's to become the best trader you ever could be, right? And there's only one thing stopping you from doing that, is, that greed, that there's more in the tank, because you don't know if there's more in the tank. You don't know if this car is going to run out of gas right here or 10 minutes down the road. It ain't like that rig. It ain't like driving that rig that you know how far you can push that boat. You can tug that thing until it's going to run out of fuel, right? It took you years to figure that out, right? You and Hubs. But now you guys know that kind of metric of how many miles, we're driving this speed, we can make it. Yeah, we're going to be on fumes, but we'll make it. But it took you guys a long time, right? That didn't happen overnight. And it's the same thing with the market. The market's the same thing. You'll know when it's there. That's why, like, sometimes, folks will ask me, hey, well, how do you know where to get out? Like, we were just in this scalp for the long, right? We scalped this long right here, right? And we sold right around this mark. We sold right around here, actually. We sold right in this candle somewhere. So not even in the other one. It's because it's gone. I can't have hopium on it. You just got to take what it gives you. Like Coach Becky says, you got to be happy with your pieces. The best thing I could say is don't focus, focus on the past. Maybe move over to ticks. Don't have the money or the dollar signs turned on, so that a lot of people don't like that, but you got to do something to kind of rewire your brain and get into the other side of it. It's the hardest thing. I've got friends that they struggled with it, but they came around. It cost them some money to finally, like, just get it, or you set those rules for yourself. I know some great traders that all they'll lose is $500 in the day, but I know those guys very well. They'll make 5, 10,000 in a day, but their rules say that if they lose 500, they're out, they're done, lockout. And they stick to that. And that mere thing right there provides them longevity in the market, to where they're getting these crazy payouts. If you get to that point, then just flip the script. Just be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to flip to trading, paper trading. if you feel the necessity that you got to sit there and be watching the market, then move to paper. Start taking those trades. Look at some different indicators on the chart. What other things can you see on the chart that you've seen them before? Take those times as moments that use replay. If you're on Trading View, you have replay. You can rewind the market. There's nothing there that says that, you know what, I want to go back. I want to go back and I want to go to the early morning session. I want to trade the morning session. Well, there you go. We're at the morning bell now. It's like if you get a do over for the morning. You guys know how I like the Sydney Open, right? Why am I good at the Sydney Open? Is because I sit there I sat there for a year every day at that time and then did replay and played it over and over and over until I felt comfortable and I felt that I had an understanding of what price action is at that time of day. If you guys want to trade the open, that's what you got to do. Get on that replay, start playing it out. You can play it at a faster speed. Look, you're still participating in the market. You can go after that move. You can go after that move that you wanted to earlier. You can see how it plays out for you. You can keep that trade going, for the rest and get that understanding of what you see and how to trade it and how to manage yourself. All my friends that are traders, they do this exact thing. Like one of my good friends, it's like one of the best traders I know IRL. This is what he does. Like every weekend, like he's just there, and I see him in Discords, and he'll just be there by himself, all by himself. He'll have some music on, and all he's doing is back testing. He's back testing a specific time of day that he trades at. That's all he does. Because he works a full-time job, supervisor at his company, and that's all he does. He focuses on a specific time of day that he knows that more often than not, he has a free time to trade. And that's all he's doing. Why? Pattern recognition. He wants to remember exactly what happens at that time of day. Just like I do. I'll record things, I'll write things in my notes, I'll tell Google, hey, make a note of this, remind me tomorrow at this time that to look at NASDAQ or to look at gold and see what we do at this specific time of day. Like me, you guys have heard me talk about, like, that's always something I talk about is a time of day, because I record what happens. Like if we have big events, if like 2 weeks ago, I played a pivot that was happening at like 1:10, about 1:10 p.m. It happened like 2 days in a row. But you can do it. You'll be fine, Tiffany. So pushing lower, Russell has set a new intraday low for the day. Hey, no problem. Hey, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We all make bad decisions in the market. But the point of it is that you have to understand, hey, I made a mistake and move on from it. This isn't like school where you need to be reprimanded and you're going to go to detention for like a week or anything like that. What up, Nacho? Not the guru I follow on Insta. Uh-oh. Yeah, you just got to, the faster you move on, the better your next trade is. I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer in that. The faster that you can let it go and move on, the next trade will be better. Because that's all we're always looking for, is which is our next best trade. I wish I could, Amaro. I wish I could, but I would probably have a big old like facility with a bunch of traders all tied up. so that they don't revenge trade. And that wouldn't be fair. No, I don't want to, yeah, no, man, no. I mean, it might be a good time. You know, it might be all the degenerates together. Yeah, like a rehab facility for degenerate traders. Yeah. Oh man, I've been there. I've been there. But you know what? My revenge trades have not been my worst trades. You know, my revenge trades always felt like my big fiascos because they would just reinforce that you can't be an emotional trader. You can't trade with emotions. You can't trade with, I'm going to show the market that, you know, I'm going to get my money. You know, you just can't trade like that. You know, you want to say it. I mean, you absolutely feel like it, but you just can't say it. The market will slap you and tell you, no, I'll take that last $5 you got. Thank you very much. The expensive cost of education, man. You know, it just sucks that it's not like college. You know, in college, if you do bad in a course, you're like, oh, I got the next semester, I can make up the grade. You know, this costs you every time you do that. Old school, Catholic school. Yeah, yeah. I did go to Catholic school. I went to Catholic school. My kids did for a while for their first few years as well. So all my kids went to middle school, the elementary and middle school in Catholic school. We do need Blasky. No, you're good. You're good. I liked it. I think it gave me a good basis. I think the foundation is super important. My kids like public school more now, but I think that for what they needed to get to equip them properly, I think Catholic school offers a little bit better in the early stages, like elementary and middle school. After that, send them to high school and public. That way they can get integration and learn what real life is like. But you know, at least the basics of their education comes in like strong. I will say that. You know, the stuff that I think is because all the distractions aren't there. So it allows the kids to focus on the education. Look at the grading system now. It's crazy. They're talking the kids are doing worse now than they ever have now with like digital devices. That's sad. Man, I remember the nuns used to hit me with the ruler, like smack me on the hand. That wasn't fun. Like when I was going to Catholic school, there were nuns still in school. Oh, yeah, there was one called Sister Teresa. Ooh, she was mean. She was so mean. I was like, why? Why are you so mean? Why are you so angry? Jesus loves you. I don't know why she was so mean, but I don't think we were that bad. Maybe it was me because I was just too problematic. Oh man. Probably, man. Probably. Yeah, I made the mistake that I sent my oldest to the same Catholic school that I went to for his first couple of years. Put a seat Teufel for him. He didn't have a great time there, and then we moved him to another Catholic school when we moved, and it was night and day. I was so glad. I feel bad for him though. I apologize. I hadn't realized how it was until he was there. Yeah, yeah, they remembered me. There was a couple of the nuns were still there. They were still there, and they remembered me. I don't know if it's good that they remembered me because they then associated me with my son and him being problematic like I was. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow, I would imagine so. Wow, you got a big family, Tiff. 11 brothers and sisters. My goodness. Is your dad Elon Musk? 11 kids. Oh my goodness. That is a huge family. I'm an only child. I have no brothers and sisters. I can't fathom that. That's too much for me. My 3 kids and the dog already and the wife drive me crazy as it is. But I think it gets balanced out from my primal screams in the morning. Oh, that's crazy. That's like a huge family. My dad had one brother, and then my mom's got what a sister and 2 brothers. But yeah, me, it's just me. I am solo dolo. So I'm grateful I got my kids and my wife because otherwise I'd be all by myself. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely, I do got you guys, and I've got some great trading, but I've come across some great friends throughout my life, and I am blessed. I've got some awesome IRL friends, and then I've got some friends on the interwebs that I've met in Discord. In Discord, I've got some Discord friends, like some of you guys, and yeah, I'm super blessed about that. Might be. I'm getting that rip now coming out of New York lunch. We're 17 minutes past. NQ sitting at 24,917. Looks like we're holding up off a bullish order block down at 24,899. Let's look over our Renkos and oh. We haven't thrown that next buy. It's insane. Crazy NASDAQ being down 1.82% for the day. Gold still holding on to that level there. What's Bitcoin doing? Look at that. What a surprise. No massive sell off on Bitcoin. Sheesh. Let's go back over to M and Q, see what we're doing over here. See, we just held that 24,921. We didn't even move off that. We got to get a candle close above it. Otherwise, this is just a reload for the short. Like I see the Russell pulling back up, testing the 200 again, but it's still under it on the 15. You still got like 10 minutes on that candle, though. Could they give us a W, though? Could we end up just getting a W here to form? What do you guys think? It's possible we could get that recovery. We need to look at some of the other the Dow's moving up. Nvidia is now 5.28%. It was down 6% earlier. AVGO though is slid a lot more. It's down at 6.49%. ASML down 4.75. So it looks like some of the other chips have slipped a little bit more while Nvidia has caught a smidge of a bid. Microsoft, man, is still, mostly flat. I think even Amazon has caught a little bit of a bid. Let's look at Nvidia. No. MSFT, maybe. Maybe Microsoft will catch a bid. It's cheap. It's cheap on the day, but I don't know if. Let's take a look at Amazon, who oversold uh, down at what Tuesday lows. That might give us something. The Russell is starting to move now. I'll show you RTY since we were looking at the Dow, catching a little bit of that bid, bounced off the bottom of that of my opening range. Seller stepping back in on NQ again, pushing it further back. Looked like that might have been just a reload for the short. You guys think? You guys think that we'll get a little bit of a recovery on the market? Still too early for that. Maybe a little bit more selling. Let's take a look at the options chain. See if we can get a little guide on the way the market is tilting. There is a lot of like one out the money puts right now in the queues. I mean, there's like 7,000 orders sitting there short. On the buy side, there's only about 412 sitting out of the money versus 7,251 that are on the short side, one out the money. In the money on the queues, you've got about 2,000 orders just sitting inside the money, but I don't know. Don't look good. Don't look good. That's a nasty 15. Still got 6 minutes on it. You can see that rejection just played back out on the Russell. And go back to the Dow. Same for the Dow. Buyers still stepping in here on the market, trying to hold this. I'm just waiting right now. No, not really a zone that I want to take a position on because it's just choppy. We go into the smaller time frames, you can see how we're just kind of chopping around. If you're not already in a position, I kind of like this though for the long. I'd like to see it, a little bit of a pullback, get us a little a little bit more to that 0.5% maybe down for the day. We're significantly red. We're down on NASDAQ 1.78% for the day. Pretty close down to 2% for the day. That's wow, insane right there. Trying to catch that bid here a little now. We're still under 25K, so. See no evil. I'm not even looking at it. I'm just here for entertainment purposes. Hey, well, there you go. Lunch. You ain't missing anything. You are not missing anything. Not yet. I'd like to see an explosive afternoon, though. You ready for lunch? I don't blame you. I can't blow another account today. No, I don't. Do not blow another account today. Should not. Should definitely be, taking your time or paper trading or yeah, you know, take your notes, work on your journal, stuff like that. I definitely recommend that. I don't blame you. I don't blame you being spent today. I'm a little work myself. That's what the market does, though. Wear you out. I hate it when it does that. Tell me about it. You and me both, bro. You and me both. Yeah, some days I'm like that, man. I'm like, dude, I don't feel like doing this today. I'm like, I'm tired. Just the mental gymnastics, and then the anxiety, where you're like, even if you don't get emotional on the trade, you still feel that anxiety. You're just like, it's stressful. It wears you out. It wears you out. Tell me about it, bro. I am a little toxic with the market. The market and I have a very toxic relationship. We're like an abusive couple that love each other to death. That's the best way I can. My wife just stays out of my office. She's like, yeah, you just deal with that. But it's good though. She knows she's and I know. Like I don't take out like what happens in the market like like my real life. Like dealing with my kids or my wife. I don't lay any of that on them. I don't tell them any of it. Just like kind of like keep it to myself. Amaro got wicked out on his long on silver. Watch it run. Maybe. Hmm. Not my favorite time of day to trade gold. I like gold in the after hours. It's not as wicky. I'm Bitcoin holding. There goes the Russell back up. Shh. The market's really starting to catch a bid now. It's got a good ways to go. So I mean, if we're gonna rip, we could do it now. I don't have a problem with that. The 5 minute looking good. We're over the 26. Thank God. Don't know how we did it, but we did it. Oh man. What? Like Oh, it's because I'm in. Okay, okay, okay. I got it. I gotta exit replay. I was like wondering what is up with this. I'm in replay mode. I was wondering what was wrong with this thing. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't place a trade on this. We got it though. We got it. Russell is starting to rip now. At the way the Dow is. Look at that. It's making that W now. Sheesh. There she goes. We haven't gotten the buy yet on the 18. I'm sure on the 15. Yes. 15-minute has thrown the buy. I had 2 decent weeks with gold last month. I think it was beginner luck because then gold just chewed me up and spit me out. So I'm scared of it. It's the spread. The spread is so huge on it. Damn. Because the market ripping to the upside already. Nang. Wow. Try to see if I can find an entry on this. Can we get a little bit of a pullback? Dang, I missed my long on this. I wasn't expecting it to turn around like it did at this time. Let's go back to gold and see what it's doing. Oh man, they got a nasty push down on it. Bitcoin's still in a downward trend, trying to break that trend. Almost feels like you got the same thing going on with the Nas right now. We still aren't above 25K on NASDAQ though, sitting at 24,997. Oh, there you go. That's a Porsche number right there, 997. Let's go look at the Dow. Dang. Mm, got you. You trading silver? Is that what that is? Looks like silver. I thought so. Nice little bull flag we make there on NAS. Maybe we can get a pullback down to the 9 so we could take an entry for a long if it holds. Well, it's like we're pushing now on NAS. On the 10-minute, you've got the 26 EMA at 25.35. Just reclaimed 25K again. I give you that bullishness, that bullish move you're looking for, team. Good luck to you all. If y'all are in that long. Sycamoro's gold, silver trade is working out well for him. Congrats. Oh, man. Interesting that Dow's almost at my midway point. That would be 49, 572. Rigged by the Wriggler. It is, bro. That's who it is. I mean, you got me good on that one, bro. That's who got me, man. It was my brother. It was my brother from another mother. I should have known. Was that rejection there, bringing us back down to 2514. Yep, about 6 hours to go. Still fasting. Wow. Okay. I think my wife said she was going to bring something home for lunch, if I'm not mistaken. Was that rejection trying to get us back under 26, under 25,000? That's how Renkos are. Ah. Okay, we just established that those green bricks to the upside. Let's see if we hold or if they start to pivot it here and push us down again. Looks like that's what they want to do. Looks like they're ready to sell us again into this. Hey, what's up, Dan? How's it going? Hey, thank you thank you for the kick. Appreciate that. How's your trading going for you today, sir? You having a good trade day? Oh, you're having from fried chicken? That sounds good. Fried chicken sounds delicious. You already know. Oh, there's a place in Austin called Sal's Chicken. Oh no, it's Uncle Gus's fried chicken. I'm sorry, it's Uncle Gus's fried chicken. They just opened one here in San Antonio. Delicious. You can actually get their spicy fried chicken with a bottle of champagne. You can get a bottle of Moet, I think it is. It's either Moet or a bottle of Don. I can't remember which one it was. Mm-mm-mm. Got about 9 minutes till the top of the hour. Just want to remind you guys, I'll be breaking off for my midday session. So don't forget, we've got our great coaches coming in for Power Hour. That's right, Coach Matt, Coach Becky coming in. as well as those fantastic mentorships classes that are happening today. 3 hours of coaching, labs, lectures, all happening this afternoon. Hey, what's up, Riz? What's up, Trisha? How y'all doing? Good morning to you all out there on YouTube. Good to see you all. Thank you. Thank you for the shout out. Appreciate it. Yeah, well, we've got some great coaches going on. Got Coach Matt's mentorship class just 3 doors down after market close, followed by Coach Breezy on at 6 p.m. Eastern and Coach Blasky at 7 p.m. Eastern. So you guys don't want to miss that. You couldn't do it? Yeah, I couldn't. I just tried to just not eat. I try to watch my intake of food just because I'm not real active. I don't do a whole lot. So, I can't just be, piling in the food. So, and I'm 50. So, I got to watch my weight. That's what I usually will do is I have like 2 meals and yeah, keto. Yeah, I've had some friends that, do I know anybody that's doing that? Yeah, I got a couple of friends that do that. It's so hot. Zoe said she's jumping in the pool today. Oh, my girl's gonna get in the pool. My wife went with my daughter to the zoo today, so they're all at the zoo sweating it out because it's like 70 out here today, I think, right? Is that how hot it is? It's 87. It is 87 degrees out here and hot smack in San Antonio. Crazy. Yes, it is gross. I'm in shorts. Not naked shorts, but shorts nonetheless. Your pool will be closed for another 2 months. You're counting the calories today. I love it, Tiff. Get it, Tiff. Man, the Russell looks like it wants to break out. It legitimately looks like it wants to break out. I bet you the Dow looks like that. No, not quite as much, but the Russell look, I'll show you guys. If you're looking for maybe something that might be a little easier to trade, you could go for the Russell. I'd probably be going for a target of 2,683. That would be my upside target for it. If she can do it. If she can do it. But we still got plenty of time in the day. We're almost an hour away from power hour. Can't say that the market will do much within this next hour. Usually we see a lot of consolidation, although the market does look like it wants to rebound some. It doesn't look like it wants to continue selling. Although we are still in this nasty bear flag, but does look like a W is kind of forming there. So I'd like to see the break of that. Get a break of the midday point at 25,053. So if you can get above that, I think you should see some nice upside. Maybe a little bit of a recovery on the market to bring it into like a little bit of a balance. At least you shoot for, VWAP. VWAP is at 25,112. So that'd be a nice upside target for you guys as well. Yeah, the only thing I wish, Tiff, I wish I got in a jacuzzi. That's the only part I'm kind of like sad about. But my wife would never get in the jacuzzi. She doesn't like the jacuzzi. She doesn't like her thing. She wants to be in the cool water, relaxing. She don't want to be in the hot water. But I think I would have liked a jacuzzi. I might just maybe pick one, maybe like a small one up or something. I'd love to have one like up on my deck. I have a huge deck on the back patio. If I could have one up there too, I don't have to go all the way down to the pool. Jump in there with a cold beer, maybe a cigar, and just relax. See, that's what I have. I've got a gas heated pool. It works well though. I like it. We've used it plenty of times. I'll just go out there. I turn the heat up to I've already got it set. The only trick to it is I got to turn it on like a day before. If I turn it on the day before, it'll be like bath water. It'll be like perfect. It'll be like, right on. Okay, so I'm not the only one. It takes other folks about a day for it to heat up as well. That's good to know. Yeah, none of my friends have a heated pool. I'm the only one that got a heated pool put in. Most of my other friends that have pools, they have jacuzzis. But yeah, that's exactly it. I want to just be cool. That's weird. That is the weirdest thing. I'm in a position right now and I'm positive, and for some odd reason, my profit is not changing on the position. Like the strike is in the money, it's going up. Obviously, it's at 25,008, but my entry's at 24,995, and it still shows me negative on the position. It's weird. I'm gonna open like 10 tickets in support. I'm just kidding. I'm not. Yeah, I don't understand that. Why that's weird. What's the Dom say? Oh, there it is. Whoa, that was weird. Now it just barely switched. Like for the longest time, it was not like correct. Now, see, now it's moving. Oh, it must have been a connection issue or something. Who knows? I had that happen to me like yesterday. Like all of a sudden, like my connection like stopped for like a second, and all of a sudden everything came back. I built a cold plunge. I prefer it to the hot tub we bought. Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that. When they got those ice baths, right? It's good for recovery. I don't do anything that high impact that I need to recover like that though. And I'm old, man. I'm 50, so I want some warmth, man. I get cold now, man. Like before when I was younger, I loved the cold, and now I'm like, yeah, no. Some volatility right there. What was that? Interesting. Getting signals to hold swing shorts. We're gonna reject 25. Look at that. They brought us back under 25. Welcome to the top of the hour, team. Lots of old army injuries. What's your MOS? What's your MOS, Bob? I'm Echo 35. One B 1P. I don't know what that is. Who's that? Oh, airborne infantry. Right on. Nice. Well, appreciate your service, brother. Appreciate your service. Too many jumps. Fuck yeah. Hey, but I know why you did it. You did it for the bonus. Everybody wanted to everybody wanted to be airborne because you got a bonus. I think shoot, back in the 90s, I think it was like $200 more pay or something like that if you went airborne, if you took airborne on. It was something like that. It was good money. It was 125. Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is like in the 90s. Yeah, this is around Desert Storm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I went in 95. I went in like what 2 or 3 months after I graduated. It is, bro. It was a short term. It was a short tour. It was cool. I enjoyed it, man. It was easy. It was an easy job. I have an aptitude for electronics and computer stuff, and I've always that's like my I guess that's my God inherent gift is I can figure out technology well. Or you just hit it and it'll work. You give it a good kick, you unplug it, and then you reboot it and it works. Oh yeah. I got lucky. I got lucky, so I didn't have anything that physically demanding on me. All right, we're getting that nice push into coming out of the midday session, going into the latter day. Can I bring this other account out of the toilet? I think I can. I know I can. Oh, get a nice push now on the ass. Holden. I'm glad I didn't get stopped out on that position. Or if you guys want to see it, where is it? Let's see. Chrome, where is it? Chrome. No, still didn't come up. It should be that. That's weird. It won't pop up. Floor set? Nope. Oh, wait, maybe. Why is it not popping up though? Yeah, I don't know why that doesn't want to pop up. Should. I don't know why I can't show it. Doesn't want to pop up. I show you the trade on there, but I can't. That's hilarious. Man, I miss taking options long. I would have liked to have done that. Some of those cons were cheap for this push on to the upside. Well, we'll take it. We'll take it. I'm gonna put my stop in the money and just let this do what it's got to do. See if we'll get a slide up for the rest of the day. Bring us more to a balance here for the midday session. Again, if you guys are looking for longs and trying to target, anything, I'd be looking at 25,108. That's your VWAP on the 15-minute. You might see some resistance up at the 26 at 25,083. And then lastly, I would probably say the 200 at about 25,183. It might take us till about power hour to get to that range. Where does this other chart say? This is 25,075. Yeah, it's about the same. Okay, cool. Let's see. Any other news? No other news in the market, or to share with you guys. Don't forget about those great sales, $100 specials going on across our eval. So check out those great sales. Again, I want to thank you all for hanging with me for the midday session. Since today is Thursday, I will be in tomorrow. So if y'all want to trade with me in the morning session, I will be hosting the morning session so that Mike can take care of some of those family business and take out that wood, help mom out. So safe travels to Mike. Thanks to him for that morning session. Don't forget about those afternoon classes. And as always, good luck in the market, team. I will see you all tomorrow.